Hey guys, welcome back to Runecast. Today I thought I'd share just a little bit of some of my older runic tools, tools of the trade, so to speak, and maybe just start a conversation with you on where you are in your rune journey, and maybe share some of our best practices. When I was at my peak, I was practicing, with friends and in my tribe, so to speak. People really didn't understand the runes. They didn't know what the runes were, but of course it was my tool of choice to use in the different circumstances. Friends would kind of jokingly refer to me as the urban shaman, and I would get called out to do house clearings. That was a big one. Whenever somebody moved into a new place, hauntings, those kind of things I would get called in to do. And then, of course, the readings, what's going on in my love life. Why can't I move ahead here? What's going to happen if I travel here or there? And I would offer those services to my friends, my tribe, so to speak. I felt a connection in that way, and I always felt that way, that I was kind of almost like I was a relic from an older age, but that got dumped into the modern era, and it didn't really make a lot of sense to me, and the runes kind of helped me make sense of it all and helped me find my place. So I would travel light. That's why a lot of times when you see my setup, my chalice is this tiny little cup and these little tea-light candles. I would carry most everything in this little bag here. Of course, my knife would be on my hip, my sax, I called it. And this is a knife that I made because the knife that I was looking for, you couldn't really buy prefabbed. In my mind, I had to make my own knife because of this angle up here. It had to be just so. And so I ended up making this knife. You can see it's old, but I used to carry that with me everywhere. More on that, on how I made the knife. But the knife had to look just so. So I made the knife. You also see me, show these wooden beads on a leather thong. This was my necklace. It has a bead for every rune, and so I could call upon it when needed. Also, you've seen me cast runes with just twigs or tines, as they're called. You can fashion a set out of these very quickly and use them for a reading when needed. Back then, I wasn't really using the stones. My primary method was casting tines or staves. I would make a set of these, and I will from time to time make new sets of these and load them properly. But it wasn't uncommon for me to travel with a birthday candle, a tiny little candle if I needed a flame. Of course, you always have your compass. I had this tiny little compass that would go with me. And so let's see what's in this old bag here. It's a Crown Royal bag, as you can see. Like, I was very much into just minimalism. I had a little sage in here that I would carry with me, some nettles, some other important herbs that I would need. Let's see. So this is kind of like a time capsule, of course. And look, here's an old bead from an older necklace that I made. This one has Mercano on it, and this one is Manas. So I have some old beads from an older necklace in there. Now this should have some bones in it. Oh, here's another old bead. Ehwas. Very old. From way back in the day. That was the necklace that preceded this one that I made. Let's take a look and see what else is in here. Ooh, yes, here are some of the bones. This is like a little bit of a time capsule. Look, here's some more beads, Othala. So I'm not sure why this one didn't survive. That looks like Gibo and Laguz. So you know I like to cast the tines. I did make a set with these bones, which is interesting. So you can throw those out. Looks like not all of them have made it through the edge of time. But I do have a few surviving. I probably would have had a set of 12 or maybe 24. I don't remember. But these bones were bones that I collected. There was a little, it's very strange. There was up on top of one of the piers in San Francisco, there was this vast nest of seagulls nests. And they, I guess they, I found these there. They had abandoned those nests for warmer climates and probably flown south. And I was up there one day and I was like, these bones are about the right length for a tine or a stave. So I gathered up a bunch of them and I used to cast these, right here on this cloth, and see what runes formed when I threw them down. This one broke, but you can see they're old. But yeah, that's what I used to carry around with me. But yeah, house clearings was a big one. I think my apartment is haunted. Can you come over and clear it for me? And I would come over and clear it for them. Do some rites and rituals there. Had a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, that's a little bit of a time capsule there. This is the old bag that I used to carry in there as the urban shaman. Would come in and do that for folks. I would have my runes and my compass and my knife and maybe a little candle, something simple, a small chalice. Everything had to be portable, it was on the move. You construct your altar where you are, and that's why the compass is important. You can just make your altar wherever you are and go where you're needed. And so that was that. Big part of me creating this channel was to kind of open up communication with all of you out there who are also studying runes. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I was the only person I knew that worked with the runes. So, my books were my mentors. And future book reviews, of course, we'll be going over a few here. What I'm reading right now, let me show you it. Like I said, the books were my friends, and they still are to this day. This one here I'm reading, which is awesome. Diana Paxton's Taking Up the Runes. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it, and when I get done, I'll review that one. That one's kind of a newer book. I really love it. Also, this just came in, and it's funny. Okay, this one just came in. I've got this as a birthday present. It was on my wish list. Runes, Healing, and Diet by Sigrun Gregersen. She's also on YouTube, and that's how I discovered this book. But this one is really awesome. She also talks about a little bit about the herbs associated. So I'm reading this one right now. I'll be doing a review of that one when I'm done. But of course, you can't ignore Futhark, one of the foundational books of study that's been around for many, many years. I loved this one. I'll be doing a review on Futhark. This one, like Leaves of Yggdrasil, is a second copy. My first copy wore out, so I'm glad to have a nice, shiny new copy of Futhark. Looks just like the original. Cover hasn't even changed. This one is foundational as well, so I'll be going into that. The other thing I found in my rune time capsule is my old white casting cloth. So this is one, as prescribed by Edward Thorson, that I sewed together myself. Each place was sewn together, and you can kind of see it's old and stained, but this was my original casting cloth. About 30 years old now, maybe. Stitched together by hand. I wasn't a very good seamstress, you can see that here, but I did my best. So yes, and this cloth and this diagram came out of this book, the Futhark book. If I can turn to the page, I'll show you. I think it's in the back here somewhere. But anyway, just some fun stuff to think about and talk about. Share your thoughts and stories with me. How long have you been working with the runes? Have you made your own casting cloth before? What's your favorite method? Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.